Recording live from planet Namek, it's the Dragon Ball Z podcast.
We are here, and here is wherever we happen to be at the time. My name's Devin, and as always, I'm joined by Drew.
Hello.
So, those of you may not know, but Drew has been collecting the Dragon Balls for the past 20-odd years, and he finally got them and made his wish to resurrect Broly for another movie.
Sorry.
After years of relentless fan mail, Toei Animation finally granting your wish.
I don't really like Broly as a character. I think he's very bland and kind of dumb, and the movies weren't very good.
He's very annoying.
Yeah.
He reminds me of an angsty, roid rage teenager.
That's essentially what he is. Like, his backstory is like he hates Goku because Goku cried a lot or some stupid shit like that. But yeah. I'm not going to write it off completely because the original Broly movies, Toriyama wasn't involved aside from designing the character. So he's kind of rebooting it in his, whatever.
Yeah, I'll reserve my judgment as well.
I mean, either way, it's a free episode for us. So, the worse it is, I guess, the better for us. I don't know.
Yeah, how are we going to be able to view it? Because I imagine it's released in theaters in Japan. How long until they usually put them out on DVD?
A few months. I don't think it took very long for, Battle of Gods or whatever to come out.
I was really it's kind of strange. This is like the first real standalone Dragon Ball Z movie in quite some time.
Well, this is a Super movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just lumping in Super with Z.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods are just kind of a summed up. Oh, you can't say retelling, but I'm pretty sure they came out before the show, right? Like a pre-telling.
Yeah.
So
they're just like a shortened arc.
Yeah, shortened arc.
There's a Dragon Ball movie that's like that, isn't it? Where it's just like the first Dragon Ball?
I think Path to Power, or something like that. So I was kind of hoping for something like that, actually, even because those seem to have the most story that's worth watching.
Yeah.
Even though they kind of just spoil the show, but it's usually good enough to where I don't even care if it's spoiling it. Because, yeah, I think I watched both those movies before I even watched Super. Because I didn't realize that they were just retellings. Yeah, even though you warned me.
Yeah, I watched them too. But, yeah, it didn't affect anything.
Nah.
I mean, with 9 out of 10 times with the Dragon Ball, you kind of know how it's going to end. So.
Yeah, and I imagine, I haven't watched Kai, but I imagine the movies are kind of just like Kai, where they just cut out all the fat and get to the point. Yeah,
Kai's just Dragon Ball Z with no filler.
Which sounds amazing. I need to watch it one day.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done just a show on Kai, because I'm getting... My patience for these filler episodes is wearing thin. So, shall we?
Yes, we shall. Dragon Ball Z, episode 44. Kickoff. Darkness. Mist. Rocks. Our heroes are still under attack by giant squid monsters. Sitar and Cowbell. Should we change their names?
Nope.
Since they aren't Namekians, so.
Nope. I'm used to it by now. I don't feel like learning any more names, especially since we're about to get rid of these characters rather shortly.
What if I just call them the Dum Dums.
Dum Dum 1 and Dum Dum 2.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the Dum Dums say that the squid monsters are night feeders, and that they won't eat Gohan and Krillin right now. They'll just hold them there. It's a very convenient plot device.
Agreed.
Bulma acts as though she was knocked out. Did she faint last episode? I don't remember this.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Seems like this is just something that happened. Like there's a bunch of stuff that took place between episodes that we didn't see.
Yeah, who knows? Who cares?
Dum Dum 1 explains everything that's been going on. They were waiting for a ship so they could escape. The planet sucks. All that good stuff. Bulma doesn't understand. The Dum Dums explain that they read their minds and learned about the Dragon Balls and Planet Namek. Bulma still doesn't understand. The Dum Dums say that they are not ones for violence and that they could have killed them, but they didn't. So they take Bulma's Dragon Radar and they say they're going to stop by Namek and pick up the Dragon Balls. I would have actually liked to seen that.
What would you have liked to see?
These two Dum Dums go to Namek and try to get the Dragon Balls and they run into like Frieza and Vegeta and shit.
That'd be a nice alternate universe. And
even if like Frieza and everyone wasn't there, I'm sure the Namekians could have beat these two, so.
Well, Dum Dum is an understatement for how stupid these characters are.
I know.
Because they went through the most elaborate, idiotic way of stealing their ship while trying not to kill them. It's just asinine what they ended up doing.
Yeah.
Reading their minds and then creating an illusion to distract them for, 3 or 4 days?
Yeah. Well, they had to fix their ship.
I don't think they had to fix it. I think they just were waiting for some sort of cosmic weather thing to pass.
Well, that too, but the ship was broken.
Yeah, I think they fixed it pretty quick, though.
Probably.
By the time, they were...
Like the first day.
Yeah. So dumb.
Also, they kind of explained my whole explanation.
Yeah.
Like, why we saw, Earth things, like an airplane and stuff.
It all kind of makes sense now.
Yeah. They just read their minds and picked things out that they would know.
I wonder which one of them had the teacher's Scotch whiskey on their mind.
Probably Bulma.
Bulma's a partier.
Krillin's like a monk, so he's probably straight edge.
Or maybe Bulma's dad drinks teacher's Scotch whiskey.
Yeah. Or maybe Roshi drinks it and Krillin has to put up with him.
I think Roshi's more of a beer guy.
That's true.
Roshi drinks Coors Light.
I can see that. That's good.
Banquet beer.
Yeah, I could see him having some kind of stupid mixed drink sometimes when he's out on his beach.
And Mai Tai.
Sure. Bulma and Krillin argue. The two Dum-Dums go to the ship. One Dum-Dum says that he knows how to fly it because it's voice activated. So he says the magic words. Open up and take us to planet Namek. Nothing happens. You would think all that mind reading they could have figured out Piccolo.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but we'll move on from this idiocy.
Gohan and Krillin are still being held captive by the squid things. Gohan manages to fly. He manages to get an arm free and fire an energy blast. And the squids become tangled. Gohan and Krillin begin firing energy blasts in all directions, creating a whirlpool. I wasn't really sure what was happening. The two dum-dums decide to go find Bulma so that they can make her tell them how to work the ship. Bulma tries to hide, but fails. The two dum-dums try to get Bulma to open the ship for them. She offers to just give them a ride. One dum-dum says that it will take 50 years. I kind of doubt that.
Yeah, the moment where they're looking for Bulma and they accidentally step on her face.
Yeah.
I think that's the only part of this entire story arc that I actually remembered. For some reason, that stuck in my head.
I think about, like, the kaiju melting. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't remember that part initially.
And the whiskey.
Whiskey.
So Bulma caves in and says the magic word. Piccolo. The dum-dums attempt to board the ship, but Gohan stops them.
By saying Piccolo.
Yeah. I don't know why Bulma didn't just say it.
I think... Yeah, who knows?
The dum-dums prepare to face off with Gohan and Krillin. But flawless victory. The dum-dums are down. Our three heroes board their ship and say goodbye.
So, there is like a couple subtle funny things about this scene. That like the only redeeming factors of this episode. I like the Piccolo to make the gate come down. That was kind of funny. And then also how easily they take the monsters off.
Yeah, it was just one
and
hit.
then how after they take them out, they're like, wow, that was easy. And then the monsters reiterate, we told you we're not violent people.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. The three take off, and a bunch of over-dramatic stuff happens. Can we make it? Hang on, it's a bumpy ride. I don't think we can make it. We made it.
Man, that really had me on the edge of my seat.
I know.
Wondering whether or not they would make it.
The dum-dums are sad now. Cut to Vegeta. Vegeta is in his space pod. A very roomy space pod. Headed towards Namek. He says that Frieza will bow to him once he gets the Dragon Balls.
Frieza will what?
Bow to him.
Ah. Oh yeah, in the Japanese version, Vegeta says, Frieza, you bastard.
You killed Kenny.
Never gets old.
Cut to Earth. Goku is back in the hospital. Back in his mummy costume. Chi-Chi is arranging flowers. Goku solid snakes his way out of his room, but gets caught by the doctor. Cut to space. Our three heroes have finally arrived at planet Namekistan.
And to answer our timeline question, it has been 34 days.
Yeah.
According to the subs.
That
The narrator lets us know.
doesn't really make sense.
Why not?
Well, it takes a month to get there.
Yeah.
They were inconvenienced with the mirror ship for who knows how long.
But the mirror, but then they were given a shortcut.
That was supposed to only save, didn't they say that would save them 10 days?
Yeah. So instead of saving them 10 days, I don't know how many days they were on
Fake Namek?
fake Namek, but yeah, it ended up. So I think if they didn't take that shortcut, it might have taken them maybe 40 days. Like it saved them a few days, but
Okay,
since
yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they even mentioned, like, thank God we took that shortcut, because that diversion on fake Namek really cost us some time.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows how long that they were on that planet.
I think at least a couple days.
Yeah, I was going to say like maybe a week. But
a week, yeah. Sounds about right.
Bulma sets the ship down. A perfect landing. Then Bulma starts talking really, really fast. I actually, it almost seemed like it was edited, but I even checked, the speed of my player.
What seems edited?
It was when she was like, I'm going to check the atmosphere thingy that I built back on Earth to check and see if the air is breathable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it seemed like she was talking really, really fast. And it seemed like almost like they sped it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't notice that. But I was also thinking during this scene, because obviously you know how the orphans gave him the shortcut.
Yeah.
And they were going to warn them about fake Namek.
Yeah.
But they left before they can warn them. So I'm wondering, did the orphans land on fake Namek?
You never know.
And if they did, I kind of wish that Dum Dum 1 and Dum Dum 2 like stole their shit. Because then we could have knocked out 2 filler episodes with 1 stone.
Maybe. Well, the 2 Dum Dums, they've been there a while, haven't they?
Yeah,
So,
it didn't specify how long, but
maybe
it seems
word
like quite
got
a while.
out for, if you pass through that area, just watch out for the rock over
there's
there.
There's a couple Dum Dums on that planet. Watch out.
Yeah. I like this scene though because Bulma's like, let me check the atmosphere and see if we need our spacesuits and everything. So, and then, Dum Dum, Krillin, and Gohan ignore her and just go outside anyway without suits on.
Yeah, Gohan and Krillin would have fit great in the new Alien movie.
Especially that movie, but any movie. Wear the suits, you idiots. Even if the air's breathable.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. They just jumped out there.
Bulma, I didn't like how she freaked out when she saw him outside.
Yeah, at least Funimation's making Bulma semi-intelligent again.
But then she goes outside anyway.
Well, once she sees it, they're okay, I guess.
But I mean, you still don't know.
It's still dumb, yeah.
They all deserve to get infected by alien pathogens.
Agreed.
That'll teach them. Gohan senses something. Something strong. Something evil. Bulma thinks they're just sensing other Namekians. Krillin isn't so sure. Bulma says to ignore it and let's go find Dragon Balls. Krillin says okay.
And speaking of sensing things, we can clear that up from last episode. That my Steel Trap Dragon Ball Z memory was right when I said that Popo taught Goku and the Z Fighters the Kai sensibility.
But he didn't teach Vegeta.
Well, Vegeta kind of offhand, after figuring out they were all using, he's like, I guess I should try that too. And he still can barely do it because he had to bring a scouter with him. I think he might have a a grasp
Piccolo
of it,
already knew how.
To the point. Yeah, and then I read a little bit about that too. Apparently, Namekians have a natural sense of that, so I assume Kami probably
that
taught
would make
Popo.
sense.
And they also sense they can differentiate between evil and good. They have that natural ability, and that's why Piccolo, when Raditz first arrives, he knows that it's not Goku because he senses the evil. Fun stuff.
Neat stuff. Slick stuff. Suddenly, they all notice a ship arriving to the planet. A Saiyan ship. Krillin tells Gohan to mask his energy. Krillin thinks it's Vegeta. Dum Dum Krillin comes up with a genius plan for Bulma to leave and go back to Earth, while himself and Gohan stay and try to get the Dragon Balls before Vegeta. Great plan. I actually wish they did that.
Yeah, I mean, Bulma's not really necessary at this point. She can go.
And she doesn't exactly do much this whole story arc.
No, she does. She just pretty much hides in a cave for half of it and gets in the way a few times. And
I mean, she called, as we see, she calls Roshi to tell them. And then he tells Goku, which gets Goku there.
Yep.
It'd been funny if, she left anyway, and then, Goku decided to go, and they, passed each other.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But Bulma actually agrees to this and says that she'll come back with Goku.
Yeah, she's pretty terrified of Vegeta, who she ends up with shortly after the saga.
Did she ever see Vegeta? I guess she saw him on TV, huh?
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, she definitely saw him on TV.
But how does she know which one was Vegeta?
Probably just through talking with everybody.
Yeah, that would make sense. That's right. They all sat around and talked afterwards. Cut to somewhere else on planet Namek. Vegeta emerges from his ship. He says it's time to remove the only obstacle standing in his way. Cut to Earth. Hold on,
I wanted to say something real quick. Was that what he said right when he got out of the space pod?
Essentially.
So yeah, he also mentions in the subs that he senses that Frieza brought Zarbon and Dodoria with him as well. He can see them on his scouter.
Yeah, I remember when he checks his scouter. I don't think he mentions that in the dubs.
Yeah, he doesn't. But okay. Yeah, in the subs he does. Huh. So that's our first. I think that's the first mention of Zarbon and Dodoria. Unless maybe he mentioned in the last episode. I forget.
I think this is the first.
Yeah.
Cut to Earth. Kame House. Master Roshi is on the phone with Bulma because that's a possible thing. Gohan and Krillin notice another space pod approaching. Cut to somewhere else on planet Namek. We see a dead Namekian, and a henchman hands over a Dragon Ball to Lord Frieza, who already has 4 Dragon Balls. We get a good look at Frieza and his henchman as Mr. Narrator sends us off.
Yes, I've been waiting for Frieza. One of my favorite characters in the series.
He's my favorite villain.
He's definitely the best villain by not even close.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
I'd say Cell's probably second, but
I do like Cell.
I like Cell too, but I think Frieza's just like a far cry ahead of Cell.
Yeah.
And Frieza's, nothing's even. And then after Cell, I guess it would have to be Boo by default, maybe. There's not really a whole lot of other big enemies. The only other note I have written down about this episode, when Gohan and Krillin first step on the Namek and they're chatting, they mention that Namek looks a lot like where Gohan trained with Popo, like the area that Piccolo picked out. And then they kind of talk about that a little bit, saying that it makes sense now that like Piccolo likes to feels comfortable
in the subs?
Yeah.
Because in the dubs they just say like it kind of looks like Earth, and then Krillin's like, it's too quiet, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's only in the subs. And they didn't mention, that makes sense that Piccolo would want to train in an area that's close to his home planet. It's more comfortable.
Never been to.
Yeah.
And doesn't remember, and
it's his instincts. His slug instincts.
Yeah, I guess. It was an easy watch, though, I think.
I was a little worried, because 5 minutes into the episode, I'm like, I'm fucking over this goddamn filler.
Yeah.
It better end, like, right now. But the last half of the episode it was bearable.
Yeah, once I get to Namek, it's fine.
I was excited to see Vegeta and Frieza. And I couldn't remember like what Vegeta's initial plan was, because obviously Frieza's way more powerful.
I can tell you what his plan is.
Well, he mentions it in the subs a little bit.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he says that he obviously can't take Frieza head on, like 1v1. But his plan is to somehow snag the Dragon Balls, maybe using his wits.
Well, his plan is to just find one Dragon Ball and then hide it. That way Frieza can't get all of them. And then just kind of figure out how to get all the others.
But alas, we are finished with the fake Namek filler. Might be the worst filler in
Thank God.
Dragon Ball Z. I didn't remember it being this bad. It's way worse than I remembered. Like, this has...
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know what else is worse. We'll find out.
It was so bad that, like, all those times I'm, like, saying I look forward to watching GT just so we can make fun of it. It's like, well, maybe I'm not looking forward to that because this is pretty much GT level shit. And I did not enjoy it. It's not even worth making fun of. It's that bad. I'm ready to wrap it up.
Follow us on social media at DBDpod. Download, like, subscribe, rate, review, and as always,
tune in next time for another exciting episode of the Dragon Balls Deep Podcast.